Within seconds, nuggets of words that flew across borders are fired. Stories short and long, wrapped in bundles of words, broken and dissected as it is, except misheard. This is the news as it is.
Western Spring Television, as it is.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Sports Spring on Western Spring Television, where we give you stories making headlines in the ever-busy world of sports. My name is Joseph ATEWEH, saying welcome once again.
And I am NENGI ERNEST-ADEMOLA. Good morning and thanks for joining us on the Tuesday edition of Sports Spring on Western Spring Television. At this point in time, I would actually want to say that, Joseph, I missed the Women's World Cup montage that normally rolls before we come on air. Of course, so many actions and thrills that comes with that one. And a very interesting team song right there for the 9th edition of the FIFA Women's World Cup. Well, that is done and dusted. And of course, recall yesterday we brought you news that Spain are the winners, followed by England, who are silver medalists in that one, and of course Sweden, who took the 3rd place home, and that's for the 9th edition of the FIFA Women's World Cup. Well, we'll start off from the Super Falcons this morning. Of course, when it comes to the FIFA rankings, we're better known for that right about now, because we're able to get into some phase of the World Cup, the just concluded World Cup. All of this and more is what we're dishing out to you this morning. Welcome on board once again. All
right, one of the biggest news will be that the Super Falcons have jumped more than 20 places as they're number 10 in the world at the moment.
Absolutely.
And that's the latest FIFA rankings, which was released by FIFA yesterday, and they're number 10 in the world at the moment.
Let's get into details as it concerns that one. Now, the Nigerian Super Falcons have climbed to the top 10 in FIFA's most recent Women's World Cup rankings. The release of the ranking came after Spain emerged victorious over England with a score of 1-0 at the conclusion of the 2023 Women's World Cup final, which took place on Sunday, August 20th, 2023. Now, based on FIFA regulations, teams that have been eliminated at a comparable stage of the competition are accessed in accordance with the circumstances surrounding their elimination. Now, the Super Falcons secured the 10th position in the rankings as a result of the outstanding performance and the specific circumstances surrounding their elimination, which is a shared experience among other clubs. Now, surprisingly, Nigeria ranked higher than Germany, Brazil, Portugal, and Italy on the list, while also being the only African football team in the top 10. This has made the Super Falcons the highest ranked female football team in Africa. And during the recently finished World Cup, which took place in Australia and New Zealand, the Super Falcons exhibited a commendable performance before their elimination in the round of 16 by the English team. And of course, let's give you the list of the top 10 teams in the FIFA Women's World Cup rankings as it stands, released by FIFA yesterday. First on the list, of course, Spain, followed by England, Sweden, Australia occupy 4th position on that list. 5th, Japan. On the 6th position, we have France. 7th, the Netherlands. 8th, Colombia. 9th, the USA. And 10th, Nigeria. Joseph, I believe this is the reward of the commendable performance by the Super Falcons in the just concluded 9th edition of the FIFA Women's World Cup.
Well, everything is based on ranking. I mean, you defeated Canada. You also defeated Australia, our powerhouses when it comes to female football in the world. And the Republic of Ireland, we also went on to draw that team, losing not a single game at the group stages and getting into the round of 16. It took the penalty shootout to send England through to the next round. So yes, they gave a good account of themselves, and just as I said, that's the reward. And don't forget how these things have been ranked. Is ranked based on points. So we had a discussion yesterday. Nigeria got into the quarterfinals. All the semifinals, they wouldn't have still entered the top 5 because I mean many of these teams have accumulated a lot of points.
Absolutely. And
we know that if you beat a top 10 ranked team, you probably get almost 1,000 points in that one. And we did defeat Australia, who were, I mean, among the top 10 before the World Cup, and some other countries. So it's no surprise, but how they sustain these remains a big question.
Absolutely. And talking about the rankings, definitely I didn't make mention of the fact that they are one of the highest ranked team right now in Africa. So congratulations to the Super Falcons of Nigeria for making themselves known when it comes to the FIFA ranking. Prior to this, I think we were ranked 30-something or 40th in terms of FIFA ranking, but this time around, with our very commendable performance at the just concluded FIFA Women's World Cup, of course, we jump-started to the top 10. Now, moving away from that one, let's talk about the NPFL and how some clubs are faring in preparation for the new season. Now, the Super Eagles legend Ike Shoromu has joined the technical crew of the Nigerian Premier Football side Abia Warriors as the new goalkeeper trainer. The Ogun-born shot-stopper was unveiled on Monday at the club secretariat in Umuahia by the club chairman, John Obu, in a brief but impressive ceremony witnessed by members of management. And speaking during the unveiling, Obu expressed reasons why he decided to go for Shoromu because of his vast experience and antecedents, hoping that his addition would be a big influence. And on his own, Shoromu said he settled for Abia Warriors based on personal conviction and expressed rather confidence that the team will achieve greater success this season. Just to also let you know that Abia Warriors will now continue their preseason preparation for the new football season with the hope of making a good and impressive performance this season for the coach Erasmus Onu-led side.
And moving away from that, we know there's a partnership between the NWFL and La Liga. The one thing they want to achieve is to ensure that in terms of exposure, these girls will have it.
Absolutely.
And of course, the tactics, the technical ability, what we see when we have these girls play, not the Nigerian girls now, when you watch international matches, how they behave. A lot of things comes with the partnership. They'll also be exposed. They'll be traveling to take on friendly games. So it's the NWFL and the La Liga partnership, how it works, and the synergy they're expecting to get. And
we've talked about this. I think some week ago we talked about the partnership for La Liga and the Nigerian Premier Football League. And this time around, we also understand that the Spanish La Liga has deepened its partnership with the Nigerian Women Football League, that's the NWFL, in a bid to take female football in the country to the greatest of heights. Now, the La Liga Global Network delegate for Ghana and Nigeria, Desmond Chiji, revealed on Sunday its plans to collaborate more with the NWFL so as to improve female football in Nigeria. And Chiji said this at an event organized by La Liga in conjunction with the NWFL titled the FIFA Women's World Cup Final Watch Party in Lagos as part of efforts to endear the corporate sector in growing the Nigeria's Women's League. And of course, this is all what it is about, growing the Nigerian Women Football League. And so we'll see how things pans out to be for the NWFL, even as they've been able to deepen their partnership with La Liga.
All right, still talking club football with the second leg of the CAF Interclub competitions yet to be played. The Africa Soccer governing body has given the participating clubs deadlines to register their players for the second round. Now, Rivers United have been drawn by from the first preliminary rounds, but champions Aimba International, Remo Stars and Bendel Insurance were in action playing in the round. The three Nigerian sides have the chance of progressing into the second round after recording relatively good results from the first leg. CAF made it clear that any club that qualified for the second preliminary round will have a few days to register the players for the second round, as the deadlines are fixed for the 31st of August 2023. Now, the football body further said the registration for the group stage will be from September the 1st to the 30th, 2023, and there will be no extensions.
And of course, talking about the CAF Champions League, the CAF Confederation Cup. Remember yesterday we brought you news on how teams like Eyimba FC, Ramos Stars and Bendel Insurance are faring so far so good. And of course, yesterday we also talked about the fact that Eyimba lost 4-3 to their opponents. We had Bendel Insurance open with a big win on their side, 1-0. And of course, aside from that, we talked about the Women's Champions League, where Delta Queens definitely is participating in that one in the WAFUB playoffs for that particular league, and 3-0 it ended in favor of Delta Queens also during the weekend. But we have more updates as it concerns Delta Queens in their participation in the current WAFUB Champions League qualifier. Now, Delta Queens could boycott their next fixture against Saminelli at the 2023 edition of the West African Football Union, that's the WAFU Zone B qualifiers, on Friday in protest over unpaid salaries, bonuses, and allowances. The sole Nigerian representative are making their debut in the WAFUB qualifiers for the CAF Women's Champions League and will aim to surpass Rivers Angels 2021 group stage and Bielsa Queens 2022 third place feat. But the plan to stage a strike and boycott their next game comes after the 10-woman Asaba-based outfit defeated Burkina Faso side USFA 3-0 in their WAFUB qualifiers, an opening match in Benin City on Sunday. We do hope that this, at the end of the day, would not mar their performance when it comes to the continent.
And away from that, let's look at this story that says Nigeria will face 2021 as silver medalist Kenya in the quarterfinals of the 2023 the African Senior Women's Volleyball Championship in Yaoundé, Cameroon on Tuesday, which is today. Nigeria lost to Algeria 3-2, 16-25. 18-25, 25-23, 26-24, and 6-15 in the last group stage match at the Yaoundé Multipurpose Sport Hall on Sunday, and recorded 2 wins against Mali and Burundi, as well as 3 losses to Cameroon, Egypt, and Algeria in the group stage. The head coach of Nigeria women's volleyball team, Samuel Ajayi, who admitted that losing the 5th set to Algeria was painful, said all attention was shifted to the quarterfinals of the championship as the side faces silver medalists at the 2019 African Championship in Rwanda. He said, and I quote, "I am not happy with our loss against Algeria in the last group stage match. My players were not impressive in the first and second set, but got their rhythm in the third and fourth set. I expected my players to win their 5th set, but we made too many errors, allowing the Algerians to take the first 4 points." End of a quote. And that's it as it stands with volleyball. With the banner headline, Nigeria-Kenya battle for final spot as far as volleyball is concerned.
Well, we'll see how that pans out to be. And of course, let's see if our girls can be able to rise up to the occasion, facing Kenya, who were 2021 silver medalists in that one as it concerns volleyball. Now, let's leave that aside and travel to Hungary, Budapest. Recall yesterday, we did tell you that one of the biggest sporting events as it comes to the 9th edition of the World Athletics Championship began on Saturday. That was during the weekend. And Nigeria is not doing too well as a came out fourth in the long jump, and she has also come out to talk about the fact that she will be stronger in terms of the Paris 2024 Olympics. Well, we wish her all the best. Of course, she quite competed with the likes of Vuleta and so many other world champions as it concerns that one, but definitely she didn't make it to the final but came out as fourth. And she also said she's going to be stronger when it comes to Paris 2024 Olympics qualifier. And aside from that, Joseph, more details as it concerns Nigeria and the performance in Hungary, Budapest. We also know that Chukwuemeka has crashed out, Chukwuma and Nathaniel, they've crashed out of their respective races. And the duo of Nigerian Rosemary Chukwuma and Nathaniel Ezekiel crashed out of their races in the ongoing 2023 World Athletics Championship in Budapest. Nigeria's sole entrant in the women's 100-meter, that's Chukwuma, was in action and clocked a time of 11.26 seconds to place 8th in the first semi-final of the event. She also competed in the race won by defending champion Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, who won in 10.89 seconds ahead of Tamari Davis in 10.98 seconds and Ewa Swoboda in 11.1 seconds.
And still in Hungary, world record holder Tobi Amuson will start a title defense on Wednesday at the World Athletics Championship in Budapest, because she made history by winning the gold medal in women's 100-meter hurdles on the final day of the 2023 2022 World Athletics Championship in Oregon, the United States of America. Amuson is the first African in Nigeria to achieve the feat after she crossed the line with a scorching 12.06 seconds, which would have been a second world record of the evening, but the excess wind denied her. The Nigerian track sensation and poster girl will line up in heat 5 of the women's 100 meters hurdles. Recall Amuson was recently declared by a panel of the tribunal. Now she will be up against Jamaican champion Megan Tapper and Australia's Mitchell Janeke for a spot in the semis. Meanwhile, Ezekiel Natano finished 6th in the opening semi-final of the men's 400-meter hurdles at the World Championship in Budapest, clocking a time of 49.22 seconds. It was going to be a big task as he went up against athletes like Kieran McMaster, CJ Allen, and Jahil Hyde. And that's the situation. The Golden Girl Tobiloba Amuson will start her defense tomorrow. Absolutely.
And the fans cheered every move Amuson made during a morning training, with some urging her to rise above her recent travails and prove doubters wrong in this one. And of course, so many off-field events definitely happening to Tobiloba Amuson, but we do hope that as a professional, she will be able to put that aside and prove her doubters wrong. Of course, getting us a gold in this one and defending her title.
All right, so in the nutshell, Nigerians not doing well at the Budapest. We're still waiting for a first medal, and of course that might be coming from Tobiloba Amuson and some other athletes, but then she will start a party tomorrow in the semi-final. She skates through, she gets to the finals of the competition. And that's it from the locals in matches we played yesterday. Sevilla were beaten 4-3. Arsenal, through Martin Odegaard's goal, get maximum 3 points. It makes it 3 teams maintaining 100% record in the Premier League so far: Brighton, Manchester City, and Arsenal. Highlights from some of those matches when we come back. A proper analysis, and of course the Spanish team have arrived. We'll talk about them. We'll be back.